My entire business essentially is growing brands on LinkedIn. My core offer for like clients and stuff, and basically all my content is about building a content engine on LinkedIn. So creating content, how to actually comment well, how to build an authority in any niche. Once you have an idea, I don't do really any edits, right? It's like more raw content. So I'll take
Oh, okay.
a Google Sheet or Google Doc. I'll throw my entire piece of content on there, and then I basically just talk about it on the video.
All right, well, why don't Alex, why don't you just kick it off and tell us everything about you, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, for sure. I've been on LinkedIn for roughly 3 years now. My entire business essentially is growing brands on LinkedIn. My core offer for like clients and stuff, and basically all my content is about building a content engine on LinkedIn. So creating content, how to actually comment well, how to build an authority in any niche. So everything we do on LinkedIn is just growing on LinkedIn, building
Yeah.
authority, getting clients, you name it. Recently, we've been really focusing on YouTube. I think like YouTube and LinkedIn is a great combination. If you post on YouTube, you can drive a lot of people to not just your LinkedIn, but also to like the school. I think I've been able to grow like 100 or 200 people in the last week just from creating YouTube content. So that's also another big thing if any of you guys are starting there. LinkedIn plus YouTube is like the killer combo. But yeah, so it's in
Yeah,
today,
but hang
yeah,
on, I gotta jump in. Isn't like YouTube a ton more work? Like making these videos,
dude, honestly,
editing the
not really
videos, and
though. Like
really?
for me, yeah, so all you really need is an idea. Once you have an idea, I don't do really any edits, right? It's like more raw content. So I'll
Oh,
take a
okay.
Google Sheet or Google Doc. I'll throw my entire piece of content on there, and then I basically just talk about it on the video. And then the edits are very simple, just like little cuts in it. I don't do the crazy. I don't think my audience is good, or especially on LinkedIn, like all those like complex. If you watch like the recent video, the one that got like 2K views, or like even the most recent one, um,
Yeah, this one here.
yeah, it's
Oh
literally
yeah,
just me
it is
talking.
pretty
If you skip like
simple.
halfway through, you'll see
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's a Google Doc essentially, and we just break it
It's
down.
you just sitting there. I like the background image. That's pretty cool. You're just selling success. Like, look at me, I'm working next to a pool.
But yeah, so like this style it's been driving so many people to my offers and on the school. So we can kind of like break that down in today's as well. But kind of the goal today for this Zoom for everyone that just got here as well. We can break down like a 30-day content strategy, basically like a calendar you guys can all use as well. I'll drop a link in the Zoom real quick that you guys can grab this. This is the same one that I use, so you can just make a copy of it. Dun-dun-dun. And then we can build this together. Okay, I'm gonna drop in the chat guys on the Zoom. If you want to grab that, you can just create a copy, and that is the Google Calendar or sorry, the Google Sheet calendar that I use for content types, building the themes, the concepts, and how to like manage my content so I know what I'm posting every single day.
The
Also,
thumbnails
John,
are good, nice and consistent. I like it. You got a guy making your thumbnails? How are you making your thumbnails?
no, I just do it myself, Photoshop. Some are pretty good,
Photoshop.
some are pretty mid.
You're
Yeah.
using Photoshop with this. I mean, they
Yeah.
look good, man. I love it. Love it. It's
Yeah,
great.
some are decent. I think the newer ones are better though, like the recent videos we've been doing. Um, but yeah, John, do most of your members in your school are they posting on LinkedIn right now, or like what's the approach that we're taking here?
I mean, that's a good question. Let's just open it up.
Yeah, that'd be
If
great.
anyone wants to jump off and come off mutes and talk,
Hi, I'm Gui. I don't post. I don't post, but I'm planning to.
Okay,
Yeah, I think I'm a product manager, so and I'm currently looking for a new role. So I think that would be a good marketing, yeah, way for me
beautiful,
to look for a new job as well and show my expertise.
very nice. And then Andreas, you said you were starting to, right, as well?
No, I am on LinkedIn actually, but
Okay,
I'm a bit of a shy person when it comes to
fair.
showing myself. So I had honestly like really I've been a bit a little bit shy like to come up with stuff. I mean I could come up with stuff, but I've been shy so I have to overcome this a little bit. But
Okay.
yeah, great work what you've done so far. So I'm listening and trying to learn.
Awesome. So yeah, I'll make this strategy a bit more from the basic side, like the starting point. So you guys can get a better understanding of like what the LinkedIn content looks like and what you can actually do with content. If you're selling any sort of digital product, digital service, even physical stuff, but really anything digital, You can basically take your LinkedIn content and drive people to your paid offers, your free offers, your lead magnets, your email list, whatever you're building, the LinkedIn content can pretty much be driven people anywhere you want to take them. So I will share my screen here. I sent a request, John, if you want to.
Just allowed it. Yeah, I'll stop sharing mine.
Thank you.
Okay. And then I hear some background noise too. I'm not sure.
Is that me?
It might be. It's not too bad though. Okay.
It's because you can hear somebody talking, right? I'll just close the door.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so yeah, I will share this, guys. If you go to the Zoom chat, you can grab a copy. So I basically blanked it out. We can build this together here and kind of how like you'll build your actual strategy behind your LinkedIn. So just a recap, the strategy that I use, we essentially break down content with content types, content themes, our post concept. So kind of like the concept of what we're creating on the platform, the stats in which our content is. So like if it's posted, if it's drafted, our post date, the purpose of the post. If you're creating content with no purpose, you're essentially creating it for no reason. So you do need to have a purpose, and then just like a final thoughts column here. So we'll build out, let's say 30 days worth of content. So let's say we're doing November 20th. We'll say, let's say 11-20, and we'll go all the way down to, let's say, actually, we'll just do December. So November 30th. So the rest of November, essentially. So if you want to fill that in, depending on your load and like your schedule, it kind of depends on how much content you should create. I personally post this every single day on LinkedIn. I can drive people to my YouTube channel, to my school community, to my free lead magnets, to my paid coaching program. Whatever I have, I can basically create content, push people to every single one. So depending on your time, I would say 3 to 5 posts a week is probably best on LinkedIn. If you want to do more, great. That's more power to you. But if you're just starting out, if you don't really know what to post yet, probably 3 to 5 posts is plenty. You could do, let's say, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and just leave it at that. You could do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and just keep the weekdays. You can skip the weekend entirely and skip a Wednesday, and that's already
Hey,
4 posts a
Alex,
week. Yeah.
really quick. You said that you dropped the link in the chat, but we don't see it. Did you drop it in the everyone group or did you drop it in your own? Because I
Oh,
know
I think
Zoom.
I texted you. Oops, my apologies.
Yeah, no worries, man.
I think I sent it to the. There we go. Okay, can you guys see that one now?
Yep. Thanks, man.
Beautiful. Yeah, you can create a copy of that, and then I would say first off, just drop like all the way up to November 30th probably is best.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, so I would say start with 3 to 5 posts per week. That's probably plenty. Everyone has access, right? That looks good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'll just break down to what type of content we create here. So the first thing is your content type. So I've got infographics, which infographics are those like image posts that just have a bunch of text on it, usually like a system on it or some sort of like high value post. Those will be the infographic type posts. We've got personal images, which is a photo of yourself. Maybe you're working, traveling, whatever it is. I would say 90% of my content is all images of myself, personal images. So I like to have a lot of these. They also build a lot of trust. People can actually see who's creating the content. So it's not just like the
Yeah.
boring infographics or whatever. So yeah, personal images. And then video is another one. I usually do one per week. I don't overload video. They can also be a little complicated to create. So we've got video content, carousels, probably the best type of content to create. They do take a little bit of time, but I'll go over carousels in this. And then the last one is LinkedIn newsletter. LinkedIn newsletter is, I think, the easiest way to grow YouTube as well. If you have a LinkedIn newsletter and you have like a third-party Beehive or ConvertKit email newsletter, LinkedIn newsletter is so good. So I can also break that down in this. If any of you guys haven't built a LinkedIn newsletter yet, it's so powerful. And then we've got content themes. So there's 7 themes that I build. The first one is testimonials, and I typically do 1 post per week on these. So like we'll just build out testimonials. I'll just drop all these in here really quick. So one day is one theme, right? So I'll drop all 7 of these. So let's say, for example, on Thursdays, I'll do testimonials. This will be like a testimonial from my school community, or maybe someone DM me like, hey, like your new system worked really well. We got this result, or maybe for my clients, we'll drop that there. And then the next day would be Friday, which is like my storytelling. So this day we'll do storytelling post, maybe a new story that I came up with, or like my past. I can talk about like a transformational style post. That'll be a storytelling. Storytelling are probably the easiest to build more authority because people just love like learning stories. They love the transformational side, not just like the educational stuff. So these are huge to do. I love behind the scene posts. I post one of these a week as well. Behind the scenes is kind of like showing people behind your business or behind like you, like how you create YouTube content, whatever it is. It's like showing behind the scenes. So let's say you're doing YouTube videos and you want to show people the mics you use, the computer that you use, like your setup, your lighting. You can show behind the scenes to kind of help people understand what you do behind it. So these are an awesome way to actually grow more authority as well. If you host any sort of school community, anything like a community aspect, behind the scenes is amazing because you can kind of gatekeep this type of content to your community only, but that's another option. And then let's say on Sundays, we could do 7-step systems. This is very simple. It's simply like, here's my 7-step system to do, I don't know, get more clients on LinkedIn or whatever you're selling. You can essentially have a step system. Doesn't have to be 7, it can be 4, 3, 5 steps, whatever it is. But 7-step is kind of fun because that number is really good. And then direct promo style posts. This theme is essentially directly promoting something. So probably a YouTube video, school community, just promoting direct to something. So you don't sugarcoat it. The entire post is literally about promoting something. And then I also have one which is a tool breakdown. I do get a lot of sponsorships, partnerships with tools, brands, or like a new tool comes out with new features. So I like to do tool breakdowns. This is always going to be a video, but I love doing tool breakdowns. If you ever want to do like show your community or your audience like a tool that you're using for your business or like behind the scenes on like Photoshop or Supergrow, whatever tool you're using, you can break it down here. And then I always leave one.
Where's the
Yeah.
lead magnets?
Lead night. Well, that'll be actually later in purpose.
Okay, cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool. We
Yeah.
like lead magnets.
Yep, I will show you that. Yeah, no worries. And then one post in the week is kind of like a random thoughts one. So I don't really have a category for this one. It's just kind of like whenever I do have an idea, it'll be in this one. So this one's kind of left open. Sometimes I'll like have an idea, I'll change it to one of these. But this one's kind of left open. And then if we go over to the purpose here, we can get to lead magnets. So each theme has a purpose. So for this one, we can go to purpose here on the right. We've got promote paid offers, promote the free offers, which is the lead magnets, paid promos, simply to grow a following or to obtain emails. So every post we
Cool.
create has one specific purpose. So if we're doing a testimonial post, we're probably promoting a paid offer. Sometimes if the testimonial is on a free offer, let's say people went through my 90-day LinkedIn challenge and it was very valuable to them. They got a lot of benefits and like they saw a lot of results from that. Then we could promote a free offer, which could be the lead magnet. But depending on what your testimonial is on, that'll be the purpose of the post. So for this one, I'll just do paid offer. So I know the theme is going to be a testimonial. I know the purpose is going to be a promoted paid offer. So I know the exact structure of the post. For a storytelling post, these are typically a personal image. So I love to do just probably growing a following, like to build my authority for these. So I'll do grow following on this one. Sometimes I'll do also obtain email. Again, that's probably a lead magnet. So you can kind of determine how you want to do it on that one. But for me, it's probably going to be a grow following one. And these can totally change. It's fully up to what you want to do. This is kind of just like a basic understanding of it. For behind the scenes, this is a really good one to do for if you have like Amazon links or whatever you have that you want to show your audience to. Let's say you're doing like the YouTube bet behind the scenes one. You want to show like your lighting, your cameras, your tech. That's an easy one to do. Like you could do some Amazon links and get like some referral links on there. This is probably going to be growing a following or promoting like my YouTube channel. But for this one, I'll just say grow following. Sometimes you could even do your free offer and send people to like your school community. And then you could drop like let's say a Google Doc, which is like a lead magnet, which could have all your setup there. That's an easy one you can do. So you can kind of play around with that one. The 7-step system, this one is always just like a full value post. 7-step systems to get 10,000 followers in 90 days on LinkedIn, something like that. For this one, you could easily do a lead magnet on this one. Comment the word, I don't know, LinkedIn, and I'll send you my 7 or like full system on getting clients on LinkedIn. That's an easy lead magnet. And then direct promo, this is going to be like, let's say to the YouTube video. So I'm probably going to be obtaining emails. Or if it's a lead magnet, you can obtain emails on that one. Again, you can kind of choose whatever you want. The purpose is really important though, because if you don't have the purpose behind the post, you don't really know what you're kind of talking about. So make sure you have the theme first and then you build the purpose before you actually write any of the content. For the tool breakdowns, this is going to be a paid promo for me. Maybe you could do just grow following if you want to just show your authority on like the tools that you're using. That's another easy one. But for me, it's going to be paid promo. And then random thoughts. I kind of leave this one blank, probably just grow following for now. The rule of thumb for me is 70% is value, growing following, growing my brand, growing authority. And then 30-ish% is like obtaining emails, selling, getting people to go to my free offers, kind of like that 70-30 mix. Any questions so far, guys, on this, on the theme and the purpose?
Love it. Wish I had this months ago.
Yeah, so I'll usually do this for like 30 to 60
Yeah.
days in advance. But yeah, the last thing for this before we get into like the actual concepts of posts is going to be the content type, which I said earlier. So we can kind of based on the theme and the purpose, build the content type. For testimonials, it's typically going to be an infographic because I can just copy and paste the testimonial image onto a Photoshop template and just build out the infographic there. So I'll do that infographic. My story, very easy. We'll do a personal image, take a photo of yourself, like a selfie somewhere, I don't know. Behind the scenes, again, same thing, personal image. Have someone take a photo of you working at a cafe, film a YouTube video, whatever it is. These are amazing.
We got a
Seven-step
question
system. Yep,
from
let's see
Guy.
it.
Yeah. The so the connection between the purpose and the theme is more or less that for certain themes you already have some set of purpose already, right?
Correct.
Which would not work together?
In
Which
terms of
one of
theme and
would you
purpose,
not exactly? Which would you say like, oh, this doesn't fit?
good question. Usually you can pretty much do any, just because if you're creative, it works. I would say though, if you're doing, let's say, behind the scenes, seven-step system. I mean, man, you could really do every single one with one. I mean, if you're doing like, let's say a testimonial, you're probably going to do a paid one. It doesn't really make sense to do like a showing like a paid testimonial client. Let's say you show like client results, they're in like your paid program, and then you're just like not promoting a paid offer. I mean, you could do free, but like most of the time, you testimonials should be 100% paid offers only. You shouldn't just try to like grow a following from a testimonial. You should drive people to somewhere because you have the authority there. For
Hmm.
storytelling, if you're writing a story, typically for storytelling, I like to keep it just free, just like growing the following. I have no CTAs, no links. It's just like straight up storytelling. And that way you
Mm,
don't always have to post links and send people everywhere. The LinkedIn algorithm loves when people stay on the platform. So if every post you're
mm,
creating, you're sending people to school, to YouTube, to all these different platforms, they
okay.
don't like it because it's essentially the same as like, let's say Instagram, where you're sending people to a different platform like Twitter. They like it to where the audience is staying on their platform. So it's good to just some posts just don't have links at all and just grow your authority and following. So for storytelling, I'd say that's a good one to just keep with growing a following. No links, no CTAs, just straight value, straight like transformational posts. And people can still go to your profile. They can find, all your paid stuff, all your free stuff there. But for some posts, you just want to have just straight value, straight storytelling, transformation, no CTA. So you could do that one, I would say, is a good one to keep at following. Behind the scenes, usually do the exact same thing. I like to have like two of these posts be personal images and no really CTAs, nothing, just no links, just keep people on LinkedIn for these two. But the rest, I mean, they can literally be anything. You could do a seven-step system, could be to grow a following, to send people to a pay, to a free, literally anywhere. Direct promo, you can promote anything you want. This is probably not going to be to a like no CTA. This is going to be directed to something. Tool breakdown, same thing. This is probably just going to be directing people to a specific tool. So this will be probably a free thing though. But really, man, like if you're creative, everything can result to a purpose. So it's good to also like if you want to, you can even do post concept second and wait for the purpose, which I'll show you in a second. You can kind of build what makes more sense for you. There isn't really like a set structure, like you have to do this first, you have to do the second. It's kind of what works in your brain, what works with your creative flow, and then you can build this out based on how your brain kind of works. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. No worries. And then once you have all these content types, it'll get a little easier here too. But like for the seven-step system, I would say this could be an easy carousel. Like the first page is your hook, and then you've got step one, step two, step three. That's an easy carousel one. If you don't know how to create carousels, if it takes too long, you don't want to do it, you could easily do an infographic and do the same thing, like seven-step system, five-step system on an infographic. That's an easy one. I do carousels because carousels tend to get a lot of dwell time, which means typically the post does better. So carousel all the way. Direct promo, if this is going to a YouTube video, I like to maybe have like a 30, 45-second YouTube promotional video where it's like just a snippet of the full YouTube video. And we can just throw that onto the LinkedIn post. I'll also do a LinkedIn newsletter, which I can actually show that really quickly. If you guys go to LinkedIn on the homepage here, wait, can you see my okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Yeah, looks
Yeah, so
good.
if you go to your homepage here, you'll see write article. If you press on write article, you can actually build out your own, click on manage, you can build out a newsletter here. The cool thing about a LinkedIn newsletter is it'll send people, everyone on your list, it'll send them the email. It's like a normal newsletter, But the cool part is on LinkedIn, you can
About
actually,
15 minutes.
sorry, what was that? Was that a
Daniel,
question?
I'm going to mute you. I think it was just talking, so I just
Oh, okay.
muted.
But yeah, on the LinkedIn newsletter, you can have this one and your third party one. So you can give it a name, description, how often you publish it. And LinkedIn actually promote these newsletter without, even if you post nothing about it, you don't talk about it at all, it'll actually get promoted like no matter what. So like on mine, I think I've got like 11,000 subscribers on there and I've promoted it maybe 10 times ish. Let's see.
Oh, that's way better than Beehive.
Yeah,
Because
it's great to have both
Beehive,
though,
it's so
because
hard. Yeah, true. Both
yeah,
is
you don't get
better.
the emails though. Like you won't get emails from your
Yep.
subscribers here, but it's
Yep.
got yeah, almost 11K. You get the subscribers that you can see them, but you don't get the emails, so you have to like scrape it yourself.
Yep. Yep.
But for these ones, what you can do is you can invite your connections. So if you have a lot of connections, you can say like, hey, we have a new, let's say we're publishing a new one, you can share this directly with your connections.
What's your
And
funnel
then
with the newsletter?
yeah, so if I'm with newsletter, I just post my YouTube videos in here. So this is only
Okay,
for
cool.
yeah, so to promote YouTube videos.
Nice.
But we won't really get into that one, but that is something if you do want to create one, the LinkedIn newsletter is so good to promote one thing. So if you have a YouTube channel, use that just to promote the YouTube. I wouldn't post like
Nice.
the same emails from your normal newsletter and your LinkedIn one.
Okay.
Just use it for one specific purpose, which is like to grow the school, grow the YouTube, one thing. But yeah,
Gotcha.
the open rate's pretty bad too. I think the open rate was a couple weeks ago for me was like 20%.
Oh.
So much lower than like a third party one, right? But if you have a lot of people on it, you still get a couple thousand clicks, which is good,
Oh,
or
what
a couple
drops your
thousand
YouTube,
opens.
right? It's hard to get eyeballs on YouTube videos.
Exactly. And I don't feel like dropping links in all my posts. So it's nice to have a weekly newsletter. And these will
Nice.
pump out a few hundred additional views at the start when I first post a YouTube video. So it kind of boost it on the algorithm a little bit.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely worth creating one of these. So I'll put the link to newsletter for the promo or a video. Either of these work. And then for tool breakdown, if you're doing any sort of like breakdowns on your tools that you're using, your tech stack, whatever it is, I love doing videos. I use Screen Studio. If you guys have heard of Screen Studio, it's so good for
I
recording
use it
videos.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it follows your mouse. This one's great. Yeah, so that's what I use for tool breakdown videos. Sometimes I'll do carousels, but typically always just a video. And then for random thoughts, typically leave this open if I have like a cool thought or like an idea for that week. I'll put a personal image, but this one can be left open. It's kind of just whatever. And then that's kind of your structure. You've got your theme, your content type, and your purpose. I pretty much just will build this entire thing out for the entire month. So like the rest of November. And then from there, you can start building your post concept. Your post concept is essentially your hook, what the post is about, and like the overall idea of the post. So typically it's pretty hard to have like if you don't have any ideas right off the bat, it's typically pretty hard to find the post concepts. So I like to go onto LinkedIn and find viral ideas that other creators in my niche or competitors that are posting about. I'll
Yeah.
take those viral ideas and kind of spin it into my own self. I do the exact same thing for YouTube. Typically does pretty well. For the ideas that I already have, let's say this week I had an idea or I had a new testimonial. That's an easy one. Maybe I had a recent story that I could talk about. Easy. Behind the scenes, typically really easy because I'm building my business every single day. There's tons of things running, so I can easily create a post about something behind the scenes that's going on this week. For 7-step systems, you can easily find a viral post on LinkedIn. If you guys want, you can use the free Taplio extension. And what this does is you add it to Google Chrome and it allows you to find like viral posts from different creators. So if you're on, let's say if you're on my feed, just click on this guy, for example, you can open the extension. Let me see can you see it on Zoom? Yeah. So right here on the right, and
Yeah.
you can see like his best posts, or you can go to like recent hits and you can find like his top content recently. So if he's like someone that's in your niche, I think he does video. So if that's like your niche, you can find what's working right now, what's doing really well, and you can basically create a spin off of that, right? You can also use tools like Magic Post, which I love because you can use this and you can find their, let's see, inspiration. Yeah. So I go to inspiration, I'll type like my keywords, let's say like LinkedIn growth, and you can like filter by actual, inspiring, whatever it is. The format doesn't matter, but likes I'll typically push to like 500 plus in the last 30 days. And I can find posts or like that did well in the last 30 days. The only problem with this is most people don't realize this. If something has a lot of likes, it doesn't mean that the post did well. For example,
Yeah.
Justin Welsh, right? This is 1,000 likes, but his normal content gets like 1,500. So just because his got 1,000 doesn't mean it's a viral post because he normally gets like 1,500 to 2,000. So you have to filter out, okay, you have to find what their average likes are and then find posts from that person that did a lot better. So if your average likes is 1,000, a viral post probably would be like 3,000 plus. That means that that post, that idea was significantly better than his normal content. So that's something that I would reproduce. Or
Doesn't
like
it
Jasmine.
filter? Can you add filters for comments as well? Because comments, like if post has more comments than likes, then it gets more engagement, right? And then the algorithm boosts it more.
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. I like to focus on comments and engagement you can't, but for example, like a post with a lot of comments means that the post is very engaging. But I've also had some posts with very few comments, a ton of impressions, which did a lot better for what the purpose was. So
Right.
you kind of have to figure out what analytic you want to push more for, whether it's comments, you want to get more reach, which is impressions. If you want more impressions, you probably have to talk about something a little bit controversial, an idea that people might not find too appealing, and they want to like comment on it. That's an easy way to get more comments. On this tool, you can't filter, I don't think, by comments. I've never tried by comments. I don't think you can do it with Taplio either, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, let's see. But yeah, both those tools are really good. Go to someone's profile. Wait, John, what's your LinkedIn? John,
John Pessler.
that's not. Okay. I'll go to your recent hits. Let's see. Okay. Don't know if you, yeah, I don't think you can. I think for the top hits, I think it usually just goes by reactions. Like, yeah, 1,000, 1,000. Oh, this is recent hits from, wait, hold on. Let
That's
me
your
actually,
network.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, same with this 2.4K. It's like, yeah, this will only be based on September 30th.
Yeah, this is kind of old.
Let me see, 2025. Yeah, so these are based on top hits just by the reactions. Normally to hit recent hits, I think recent hits is actually just network. So if you
Yeah.
want to find let's see. Yeah, if you want to find from the person, typically you'd probably have to just go through all their posts and scroll down and find it. That'd probably be
Yeah.
easiest. Or you could use like magic posts, which that was really nice to do. But yeah, you could probably go through your competitors. You can also just go through it for a while, make a Google Sheet, and just grab like the top 5 or 10 posts you really like, and do that for let's say 5 or 10 different creators that have really good viral posts, and you can kind of go back and see what worked for them. Was it the hooks? Was it the visuals? What it was? And that's probably the easiest way to find like more posts to create. But when it comes to like actual writing the post concepts for testimonials, it's pretty easy because you already have those. For storytelling, it's typically best if you just kind of go through your business and like your content in general, like what you're selling, and try to come up with that like stories that you could talk about that have transformation and relatability. The top post on LinkedIn, typically, if you're building like an actual business, is any sort of transformational post. You could talk about how you used to do something and now with like some new systems, you're getting this result. So people love to see that transformation. It's kind of also what they're buying is that transformation, right? So transformation is really good. Anything relatable, people love that. So that's going to be for storytelling. Behind the scenes, like I said, that's going to be again, if you're building a YouTube channel, school community, whatever it is, just show like what's happening behind the scenes. And then just for, I can show you guys an example of what that looks like. So let's say for 7-step system for the post concept, I can just write something like, um, we've seen an increase in let's say engagements by over, I don't know, 4,000% in the last 2 weeks using the XYZ system. Here's the 7-step system, step system of how to utilize the XYZ system in just 30 days. That would be like an example of a post concept. So I can now take this new system that we're using that's getting results, and we can break down like here's step one, here's step two, here's like step three, etc. So that's what the post concept would be. And once I know the post concept, I know the theme, which is a 7-step system. I know it's going to be a carousel. I know it's also going to be to promote a free offer, so it's probably going to have some sort of lead magnet on it. It becomes way easier to actually write the content because I know exactly what I'm writing, what the purpose of it is, and like actual theme of the post. Way easier. So you can kind of do this for all the posts. Typically, it takes 1 to 2 hours, depending on how many ideas you have to actually create for the whole month. It's not gonna. You can also use chat if you want, or like some sort of AI tool to get you more ideas based on like viral hooks, viral CTAs, viral post formats. But the more you write, the way easier this gets to like go through this and like actually create post concepts. And then last thing too, if you go to Supergrow, I use Supergrow since I manage a lot of clients in my agency, but we'll use this and you can actually have like a calendar view for everything. So we've got like a Kanban and a calendar. So I can actually see what content we're creating for the month, when it goes out, when it's being scheduled, you name it. So I can just go to the Kanban, I can write my content, create a new draft, and you can actually see what it looks like on LinkedIn. So you have like a view for mobile, for desktop. You can create it here. And when I actually schedule content, I've got a queue going already. So every single day at 7 a.m., every single day of the week. So I can just hit add to queue slot. So it's very easy. And the other thing is I use auto plugs for content. So auto plugs is like auto comments on the post. So this makes it really easy. Typically do like 4 or 5 auto plugs here. I'll just change the comment on it. And then for time of publishing, I'll do like after 10 minutes I post, 25 minutes, 40 minutes, 60 minutes. So I've got 4 comments going out on that post, right after I publish it. So it's another really good feature, auto plugs. It kind of boosts your post too if you add like some stories there, get people to comment more. The more conversation you have on the post, the better the post can actually perform. So that's kind of how I manage it with the Google Sheet. This is like the rough draft. This is how I like kind of have like the general outline of my strategy. And I'll take this and I'll build it into Supergrow. So I have the visual calendar, not just like on the columns, but I have like a visual calendar of my content. I can see when I'm posting it, what tags I'm posting with, and then I can go to the Kanban and actually manage like my in-review stuff, things that I want to change, if the content's approved, when it's scheduled, and when it's published. Do you guys have any questions on that so far? I know it's a lot of
Well,
information.
I just want to say that we're at time. So, and I do have another meeting. So let's do like maybe like a few minutes of wrap up.
Sure.
Maybe open up the floor for questions.
Yeah, you guys can ask any questions. I know that was kind of fast, so for if any of you guys have questions on the tools, the strategy, the sheet, anything like that.
So my question, Alex, thanks first of all that you made this happening today. The main question is, so basically, Supergrow is basically your main tool. You use the sheet to do the organization, and then once you got that sorted, you go to Supergrow, and that's where it's all happening, basically.
Yeah, the sheet is nice because I can color code it and I can just kind of visually see it. I also love having different Google Sheets because I can add different tabs. This is just an example one, but on my main one, I've got like analytics for post. I've got ICP. I've
Right.
got like different sheets for different things in my business. But this is like the easy way to do a rough draft, and I can just throw everything into Supergrow, schedule it, have the tags, very easy. But yeah, it's nice to have a rough draft on sheets as well.
Perfect.
And the writing itself, do you have another question, Andreas? No. Okay.
No,
Uh,
no, I
okay.
just
The writing itself you do on Super Growth, but what is your process? Okay, I see that you see the strategy, and then you kind of like sit every day for 1 or 2 hours to write them down, or you use other types of tools to help you with the writing itself.
For the writing itself, I don't use AI or anything. It's just fully from my brain since I've written so much. But I like to have the post concept. I'll basically just take that, go
Yeah.
into Supergrow,
Mm-hmm.
create a draft, and I'll just like paste it here, and then I'll
Yeah.
start writing. So this is not the hook. Obviously, it's just kind of like just a general outline, and I just
Got
start
it.
writing here. I've got like in my head, I've got this format, like the specific format that I use. I use a lot of like the 1 to 3 to 1 format, which is like the bullet points, the numbered list. Sometimes I'll
Mhm.
even write my CTA first, so I kind of have like an outline. So I've got the hook here, then I've got the
Yeah.
CTA, and then the middle is easy because I know exactly where I'm going to. And then once you have a post format that you know works, so you can talk about maybe like some transformation or some authority at the start, then you've got like the
Yeah.
main bulk, which is like the actual system of your post, and of course at the end, kind of like the solution slash the CTA. So if you have a general outline of what your post should look like, the writing is very easy if you know what you're talking about, so your concept, if you know the
Yeah.
purpose of the post, and then the actual like type of theme of the post. So I
Yeah.
just go into here. I can watch on the right side what it looks like on mobile devices, and it gets really easy for me to write because I know exactly if it's
Yeah.
like over the line. So if it's like too long, right? I want to keep things to like one line only. So like this would be too long, so I need to like trim it down a little bit.
How
Yeah,
many words in general, or word count, or how big should be a post?
honestly, like 3,000 is max, but typically I would never even reach even close to that. Like I think my average post is probably, let me actually check for you right now. I don't really have an outline for how many words because some posts are going to be a lot longer than others. It also
Mhm.
depends if it's a carousel or if it's an infographic. That'll depend on like how long it is. Like this is a short post for me, and this is
Okay.
This is 700 characters.
700 characters.
So
Okay.
a long post I would say is double this, so like 1500, which is half of the maximum for LinkedIn because maximum is 3000.
Yeah, okay.
Also depends on your audience. Like, do they like long form? Do they like short form? So you have to kind of keep that in mind as well for your audience.
Hmm. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah, of
And if you
course.
had to start again, since you started posting on LinkedIn, what would you do differently? That you said, like, shit, I learned this and I should have done it from the beginning.
Way more personal stuff. So less like
Okay.
top 10 tools or like more generic, like the Twitter style post. I would just full on do like a lot of personal images, a lot of personal stories, a lot of behind the scenes, like actually
Mm,
show what you're doing and behind your business and why people
mm,
should like listen to you. So for example, in the hooks, here's how I do XYZ. Here's my system for this. Show that
yeah,
it's your system, it's your business, it's your strategy versus just like sharing generic strategies that anyone could use or like get from chat or whatever. Like
yeah,
share your things, like share what you've built, what you've created, what's behind your business. If you show what's behind like your systems and like your business, people can actually relate to that. They want your stuff because it's from you, not from, anyone else.
mm,
So
got it.
everything personalized is like 100% the route I would go.
That's interesting because it's a professional kind of like network, right? So
I think it
you,
used to be a
you,
lot more like that, yeah. But
yeah,
it's not as much anymore. I think a lot of people are scared to post too, just because like their network might see it. When I first started though, I basically removed all my connections and restarted. So I built like a full new network of people that are actually like creators, entrepreneurs, none like the like professional, anything like that. I have like no one in my network with that.
blank
Yeah.
I
page,
mean,
right?
it
New
doesn't hurt to
people,
have
old
people
people.
there as well.
Yeah. I don't know,
Okay,
like yeah, some people might judge, but it doesn't matter. Like if it builds your business and you can grow from it, then who cares, right?
true. Cool. Thanks. Thanks so much.
Okay,
Really
guys, well
appreciate it.
let's wrap it up. So I'll share my screen and we'll do some closing notes here. So this is Alex, and this is where you can find him. He has his own school community. It's still free, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so join while you can before, he starts charging money for it, because a lot of valuable goodies in there. His community is super active, unlike my community. So, and then some
You're working on
housekeeping.
that.
We're working on that. Yeah, I don't have time for it, but we're working on something. And then we got some quick housekeeping. So next week we got another guest speaker on. We got Pietro. Pietro is he's running an AI automation agency, so you can pick his brain on, the success that he's had. And yeah, that's it. I'm super late for a client call, but that's all right.
So
So Alex, it'd
man.
be great to get you on here next time, and maybe we'll do like an hour-long deep dive. It'd be cool to see you critique somebody's profile like Andreas here, because I'm sure Andreas would love to be critiqued because his
That's a good
content
idea, yeah.
it needs some love. It needs some love, right,
Yeah.
Andreas? But dude, it was awesome having you on here. Thanks for sharing everything, and yeah, man, hope to see you around. And join my community. Join Agent J. Be great to see you
Yeah.
there too.
Yeah, I joined as well, so I'll be
Okay,
I'll be
sweet.
going through that as well.
Awesome. And to everyone that showed up, thanks for joining up. Thanks for showing up. And yeah, see you guys at the weekly calls. See
Yep.
you,
Peace out,
everybody.
guys. Thanks for attending.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.